Hello again from the Vuvuzela team. Today we're chatting to Fiona, who's a marriage officer here in Ballito, who obviously during this time has been trying to help people who were planning to get married, who haven't been able to get married. So welcome to the Vuvuzela, Fiona.
Thank you for having me. I'm doing fantastic.
Fiona, how did you get into weddings and how did you become a marriage officer?
Well, it was quite interesting. My daughter was looking at getting married, speaking about 14 years ago now, I think. And we really struggled to find somebody who either didn't require them to do a 6-week premarital course or become a member of their church, because we had more of a spiritual leaning than a religious leaning. So we searched high and low. We couldn't find anybody that fitted the bill for us. Eventually we did find somebody, and I got chatting to her at the wedding and asked her how I go about doing this, because I kind of, a little bit of a salesperson, I saw a gap in the market there and I thought we can fill this gap. And she let me know what the process was, which I went through. Very lengthy process to get registered. It took 18 months to get registered, and I thought, you know, it would never happen. But eventually, after putting a lot of pressure on Home Affairs, I was lucky enough to get registered under the Civil Union Act, not affiliated to any church, but then it also does allow me to marry same-sex couples, so that's great. So that was something that was born out of my own daughter's wedding. And since then it has evolved and grown and encompasses so many different things now.
That's wonderful. Fiona, how's lockdown affected you in obviously your business, but the couples that were planning on getting married and haven't been able to due to Home Affairs not being open, new regulations or restrictions? How's that happened?
I think it's been a very difficult time and very stressful for a lot of brides. I mean, they were planning these huge weddings, which now of course they can't do. So what a lot of people have chosen to do is go ahead with their registration on the day that they had planned to be married and have their wedding. And we offer various methods of doing that. I will either travel out to their venue, their home, or we even are doing the odd registration on the beach for couples who want to make it a little bit more romantic, just with the couple and their 2 witnesses and myself. And then they go on and maybe have a meal with family, or, you know, whatever they do afterwards obviously is entirely up to them. But we are able to do it just with the couple and their 2 witnesses. They can either come to our offices. We also offer a small little garden, intimate garden scene or setting where we have an arch which is beautifully decorated, and they can do their vows under there and have their witnesses present and do something special on the day.
Yes. Fiona, the legal side of this, has lockdown affected that process?
It has to a certain degree, in that Home Affairs at the moment is running on 1/3 of their usual staff numbers. So, for example, I will submit a registration where it usually takes 6 to 8 weeks for the paperwork to go through the system and for the marriage to become registered. There is definitely a backlog. They're not issuing unabridged marriage certificates at all at the moment. We're hoping they'll do so on the next level. So it's still causing a backlog, and it is still slowing down the process for some couples, especially those who want to immigrate and need that unabridged marriage certificate. Lockdown has definitely affected the couple's ability to obtain their paperwork timeously and in the way that they used to be able to before.
What's the most exciting or the most unusual marriage that you've officiated?
I could write a book about some of the weddings that I have done. Honestly, I've seen some beautifully moving moments, but I've also seen some very comical moments. For me, I think every wedding is different, every wedding is unique, and I like connecting, obviously, with my couples. And for me, seeing a couple who is genuinely in love and who just oozes that, I don't know, that feeling of connection and love on the day, I get so drawn in. And if they cry, then I'm probably going to get a little bit tearful. But I think the most unusual wedding I've ever done was a couple who The bride was very unhappy with her dress on the day, and she just cut it with scissors moments before walking down the aisle. Arrived with a very strange looking dress, and everything just seemed to go pear-shaped. I mean, he lost his vows, she had lost her rings, the whole thing just went completely pear-shaped. So that we had to do a lot of improvisation, but we did it, we got it through.
Oh, shame, I feel for that poor bride. But they got married at the end of the day.
The outcome was achieved.
Exactly. You're also involved in something that's really, really exciting, and by the time this interview views, you would have had one under your belt, and that is a drive-in wedding.
That's right. We're doing the first one tomorrow at Colisheen Estates, and it's so exciting. What I love about it is the fact that it's so unusual, and it brings new challenges. It also shows me how we as human beings can adapt to just about anything, and we can make it work. And the energy in that oval at Colisheen is just, it's tangible. So I'm really excited about tomorrow.
Fiona, it's been great chatting to you, and you know what, it's just such a blessing that people have been able to come to you and you've been able to assist them during this time, even on such a tiny scale. So thank you for making people's dreams come true during lockdown.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
To our viewers, we'll be sharing Fiona's details with you so that you can get in touch if you have an upcoming wedding or you're still in the planning process. For more info on the Vuvuzela, please visit our website at www.thevuvuzela.co.za. Till next time.